moral authority at all, absolutely none, to talk about corruption in Parliament, because he's the one who has corrupted Parliament day in, day out. William Ruto pays Parliament for anything that he wants to happen. The finance bill, he paid members of Parliament 200,000 shillings. They passed the finance bill, they were in trouble from the public, and when things backfired, he turned around and threw them under the bus. My own impeachment, the one you are trying to take me through again here, although I underwent that impeachment, I didn't think it was necessary for us to go through it, had nothing to do with gross violation of the Constitution. It had nothing to do with issues that were raised there. Gladys Bose-Sholei told William Ruto in a public rally, you told us to get rid of Rigiji, we did. You had it. Members of Parliament were paid 500,000. Members of the Senate were paid 10 million shillings each to impeach me by William Ruto. He is the one who has taught Parliament to be corrupt. In fact, there's nothing William Ruto does without paying money to people. He cannot now throw these MPs under the bus. And I told these MPs, I remember telling them, this man, I know him, I've been his deputy. He's an expert in use and dump. And the day you lose favor with the public because of following him blindly, he'll abandon you in high noon. What has happened, Vaughan, because I want to tell these members of Parliament and put them into perspective. To start with, William Ruto was complaining not about people being bribed with the 10 million. He seemed agitated that the 10 million bribe that was given did not reach the members. That's what appeared to be disturbing him. He didn't have a problem with the corruption per se. He seemed pained that somebody has paid 10 million, and he was asking the members of Parliament, did you receive the money? And they were there saying, no, we did not receive, which means he was confirming that him and members of Parliament have a working relationship, and he was trying to find out whether this bribe reached those people. What has happened, Yvonne, is that William Ruto is in every scandal in this country, and I believe we are going to discuss SHA, we are going to discuss all those issues. And he's in trouble internationally. When I was in America, nobody wants to hear about him. You remember there's an organization that gave him the second position in the world as the second corrupt leader in the world. And he's trying to shift focus from himself and throw it to the members of Parliament. He's actually throwing them under the bus to the people of Kenya. He's trying to say there's too much corruption so that people can remove the focus from William Ruto and take it to the members of Parliament. That is what he's trying to do. And I told these members of Parliament, the minute this guy realizes that you are of no use to him and you are expendable, he'll throw you under the bus. Number two, he said he is going to form a multi-agency to deal with corruption. To start with, that is wrong because we have independent institutions to deal with corruption, EACC and the DPP. William Ruto cannot take over investigations because that is interfering with independent offices and is interfering with the constitutional commissions. But let me tell the members of Parliament and Senate what is happening. And they'll thank me one day. I know William Ruto, like the back of my hand. I stayed with him. This is what is happening. Most of these senators and members of Parliament, except from Rift Valley, know that William Ruto is done his one term. And they know if they are in UDA, they will be sent packing. So they have been talking in bars, in social places, saying we are with Ruto to get what we can. Next year, we'll defect. They have been saying we are waiting for the last budget. Once we get our projects, we'll have to align with the people because if we go in UDA, we shall not be elected. William Ruto said he is a consumer of raw intelligence. He monitors all these MPs. You can ask me, I was his deputy. He has a file on each one of them. All this money he was bribing them, he has recordings. Ask me, I was his deputy. There is another senator who went to collect some money from some businessmen from Nakuru. I've even seen the video. You know, he has all these recordings for all these bribes, for all these things the MPs have been doing. William Ruto is a smart man. He knew one day these guys can shortchange him and they can abandon him. So he knows that next year there will be mass exodus. So this multi-agency team he has formed is to collect evidence and create files on all leaders in Kenya. And he'll call them one by one. I hear you want to leave UDA and go to DCP and go to Wiper. This is your file. Try. Next week you are in court. Same for governors, same for everybody. Why would William Ruto want to take over investigations? He said when he formed the government that he'll make sure the National Police Service is independent. He'll give it money. He'll make sure judiciary is independent. He'll make sure the DPP is independent. Today he is saying he wants to form a multi-agency team under the office of the president to deal with corruption. I can tell you, and I want to tell these members of parliament, you will have to stick with William Ruto to the end. You'll go home together, because the minute you try to move and abandon him, like it happened to Moi in the year 2002, he will have a file on all of you. So all those senators who took money during my impeachment, all those MPs who took money during my impeachment, all those MPs who took money for the finance bill, all those MPs who have been taking money from William Ruto and his cronies for various things in parliament, William Ruto has a file on each one of you, and none of you will be able to abandon him. For the money that you took, you have to stick with William Ruto up to the ballot. And you try, and you tell me, you have seen already,